If you are at the helm of an organization experiencing wave after wave of change and the exhaustion that comes with it, then you need to hear what our next expert has to say. Nancy Murphy is CEO of CSR Communications, and over the past 30 years, she has built the playbook for leading positive, monumental organizational change that sticks. Nancy, thank you so much for being with us. So based on your proprietary change mindset spectrum, you say leaders should actually be concerned that something even worse than change fatigue is lurking within their organizations right now. What is that?
Yep, it's called change revolt, Angelique. And it goes way beyond low morale and decreased productivity. When negative emotion and high intensity of action come together, they produce massive resignations, temper tantrums, gossip turned social media commentary, sabotage, things that can result in chaos, lawsuits, even physical harm. And because most leaders don't know the signs and signals of earlier stages of change mindset, they don't see revolt coming, and they don't know how to prevent it.
Nancy, your firm, CSR Communications, recently conducted a pulse survey with executives. It found that 75% of executives say their organizations are already experiencing change exhaustion right now, and 5% are at change revolt. Why are we seeing more and more organizations at this late stage of change reaction?
Well, over the past couple years, 3 factors have come together to create the perfect conditions for change revolt. Number 1, the pace and volume of change. There's always more change coming, and it's coming faster than ever. The world is thrusting change at us with pandemics, supply chain disruptions, inflation, climate change impacts, and organizations are proactively leading good and necessary change around diversity, equity, and inclusion, and meeting expectations of Gen Z employees and customers. Number 2, our absorptive capacity for change has reduced due to chronic stress, weakened workplace support systems, and change impacting all aspects of our lives at once. And 3, most executives lack the skills to create re-energizing rather than de-energizing change journeys.
One of my favorite quotes is that as fast as the world is today, it will never be this slow again.
Absolutely.
But despite all of this chaos that's going on and change that's happening, you say it's not inevitable for it to lead to exhaustion or revolt. What mistakes are you seeing leaders make when it comes to managing change?
Well, the biggest mistake we see leaders make is thinking they can manage change. Despite what management consultants might tell you, you can't Gantt chart and checklist your way through the human emotional reactions to change.
So let's talk more about that in terms of emotions, or more importantly, human psychology as it relates to change. That's something that CSR Communications specializes in. Can you talk more about that element?
Yeah, so let's talk about the magical moment of change curiosity. When change is first introduced, folks naturally try to make meaning from it. They ask tons of questions, challenge, poke holes, express confusion. We call it the magical moment because what happens next, how leaders respond to that curiosity, makes all the difference in whether the energy and emotion go upward toward acceptance and resourcefulness, or downward toward resistance and eventually revolt. Too often, leaders dismiss, suppress, or misunderstand that curiosity, when instead they should embrace it with openness, patience, and engagement. When leaders leverage what we know about the psychology of change, they can shift those emotions from change blockers to change boosters.
This is a really big topic. There's a lot more that we could talk about as it relates to change. What are some things that leaders could do right now to ensure that their organization doesn't end up in a place where they have employees in change revolt?
Bottom line, Angelique, leaders can't achieve what's next if their teams are totally overwhelmed by what's now. So to get started, leaders can download our Change Mindset Spectrum to see which actions will move their teams away from change revolt and toward change resourcefulness. And we've created a space where C-suite and senior leaders come together monthly for conversations essential to defining, designing, and achieving their next big initiative. It's called the Next Big Thing Executive Forum, and viewers can request an invite and download our Change Mindset Spectrum at csrcommunications.com/executive.
Nancy, this has been amazing. Thank you for extending that invitation to everyone watching. To get an invite for the Next Big Thing Executive Forum and download the Change Mindset Spectrum, be sure to visit csrcommunications.com/executive. Nancy, again, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.